Hey guys, I'm SonOfAPluto and welcome to Pluto MMA. If you don't know about me, I do funny moments YouTube videos on another channel that's linked in the description below. I've been doing that for years, but now I am doing MMA talk on both TikTok and on here on this channel. So make sure to like and subscribe for more. We're going to be going over the complete card here of UFC 320. I just got done watching it, and let's just go ahead and get through this. You have first starting. Wow, it's really zoomed up. Let's see here. Hopefully it's better this way. Veronica Hardy versus Brogdon Walker. Basically, this fight, uh, Walker was sitting out there and people were commentating on how she was thinking the entire time. Did not really do great. Did not really do much. Veronica Hardy looked great out there, in more ways than one, I guess you could say. And yeah, she basically got it done very easily. Although it does say decision, she could have. I'm pretty confident that she could have sparked it out. Here's a better look over there. You go. But yeah, she could have put her lights out pretty easy, but just did not really do it for whatever reason. I don't really understand why. Apparently, she landed 3 takedowns, but I don't think they did much at all. All right, next is, oops, did not mean to click on Vanderford's full picture. Now, I did have Hardy in this one before, and I had Vanderford, and this one will go. I had my picks. I had my co-main and main event picks. Okay, what? This is a $1 billion website, and it's crashing out on me for whatever reason. All right, so you have Ramirez versus Austin Vanderford. This was good at first. Austin Vanderford was winning with his grappling and stuff, basically keeping him towards the fence and stuff like that. And then in the second round, I think in the first round he got a little sparked maybe, but I know in the second he got cut really bad and was started leaking. And then after that, Basra somehow got around and got the submission. I can't exactly remember it too much. I remember Austin Vanderford won the first, went into the second, and that ended up happening. Kind of sucked. He was closer and closer to winning, but whatever. This fight was not eventful at all. Chris Gutierrez, I thought, could possibly win this or could have done more to win it, but didn't. Just to explain it best, I wish this was gone. This is super annoying to have at the top of the screen. But yeah, this fight was really uneventful. Same with this one as well. I went with Macy on this one. I really wanted to see her win. I'm very confident in her. I think she trains with Wonder Boy, and it just sucked watching Macy just sit there and do nothing. Although they were in the clinch a lot, is one thing you can note. Let me try to zoom it out one more time. Maybe that'll help. This website sucks. Jeez, $1 billion company. Anyway, Macy, like, they were in the clinch sometimes, and Macy just would not really do anything, and Yana Santos would be doing more in that clinch. Although it shows that they are a little closer in strikes than I really thought. And she got some takedowns. She got some control time and stuff. I think this was a little closer than what people think. But yeah. And this fight was actually a really good one. I can't remember who I originally had. No, I actually had Serrano. I remember. Serrano is low key really good. I call him like the Mexican turtle because he low key is kind of like the Iron Turtle, but just I think Mexican. I'm probably wrong. You want to check his profile and see how wrong I am here? Oh, he's from the U.S. Puna, so I'm guessing. I'm just gonna guess. Anyway, he's a welterweight. He's pretty good, but this Nikolay dude was also pretty good as well. Had a bunch of submission threats. So you can see there's some attempts for the full fight. There was more than this, I feel, but at least those 3 attempts. No, those 2 attempts. There was so many more. I don't know why there's not as many more as there was, but the submission threats that he had were very like threatening. There was multiple in them. Don't believe these weird stats. They mess up the stats on significant strikes half the time whenever you're watching a fight, and then they want to just undermine what these guys were doing. Anyway, this was a very clear win. Look for Serrano in the welterweight division. Next, you have Shabazan. Edmund, you have Edmund versus Muniz. I think I had Andre Muniz just because I didn't remember Edmund, or I had the American. I can't remember exactly what happened, but this was very interesting. This happened out of nowhere, I feel. Basically got a KO in the first round, as you can see right here. KO, TKO, round 1. Just sparked them out in the first. I think Edmund was looking good anyway, as you can see here, landing more strikes. Did not get the takedown. That was Andre Muniz, but yeah, whatever. Uneventful and very unfortunate fight. Patchy mix, I keep trying to go for. I want to see him succeed. He should be succeeding against KSW champions. But maybe Jakub Wiklacz or whatever his name is truly that good. Also, I'm sorry for the point of view of this video this time around, but I will fix it for next time so it looks better because I know I'm in the way of Patchy Mix, and some of you all probably want to see his physique. There it is. Anyway, Jakub Wiklacz, or however you say it, I'll figure it out next time. He's low-key kind of good. I mean, Patchy Mix just didn't do enough out there. He got a huge bump on his head, like over one of his eyes after like the second round or something like that. Um, it says that Patchy Mix got all of his takedowns, but I'm pretty sure he just ended up getting more like time on the ground. It was just unfortunate. It was a little closer. I think it was split decision. Yeah, it was split decision. I'm just so disappointed. I wanted to see Patchy Mix win. The bantamweight division could really use it, especially with Merab. And he said that he could beat Merab and all this other stuff. And I feel like keep him around, get him one more fight against someone not that great, I guess. He looked better out there than he did against Mario Batista. That's all I can really say. Maybe this Jakub dude is really that good. This is basically a fight right outside the rankings. So maybe get him one more fight outside the rankings and then put him up against someone else. Might do a whole other video on like who should be fighting who next. This fight was the fight of doom and despair. You had a overweight, retarded Brazilian. I stopped myself for a second. I don't know why. Brazilian out there that looked like a blob who couldn't make weight and then goes out there and gets the KO or TKO in round 2. Basically, Joo-Sang won the first round, and he has his chin up in the air the entire time. He's doing all these emotes and stuff, goes out there and gets TKO in the second round. Wow, what an embarrassing performance. You can't be doing that. He should be taking his career seriously. Although, yes, this should have been an easy layup for him. He lost, and that is so... I don't even like... This is the fight of doom and despair, in my opinion, on the card, because this was actually depressing as the Patchy Mix one. Back-to-back terrible losses that I really cared about. I always want... You'll figure this out about me. I want to see the South Koreans, the Japan dudes, stuff like that. I want to see them succeed in the UFC, and he very well could, but he just got himself sparked out there by being retarded. So, completely deserved, I guess. Oh, man, I should have had the tweets up for this. Dovey, you absolute weirdo. You deserve to be kicked off of Twitter for a, like 3-week suspension off Twitter because of how weird you were. Let's explain this. This guy is... This fight's at middleweight. This guy's a welterweight. But he came in last minute to go against Ateba Gautier because for whatever reason, this will be a whole other video of its own. The matchmakers are terrible. They are terrible people, and they did this to Harry Hardwick as well by giving him an opponent that was really good in an upper weight class, but they put it on short notice so they didn't have to cut much weight. So, hey, it was fair. Absolutely pathetic by a lot of these people out here. All of these people absolutely suck at the matchmaker spot. You couldn't think of another middleweight. You couldn't think of a ranked middleweight maybe to put him up against. I'm pretty sure there's a dude sitting over there. Anyway, Ateba Gautier is definitely super good. We need him to fight someone a little bit harder. You can talk about Ozzy Diaz being a free layup as well, but I think that Ozzy Diaz would have been a bit of a harder piece of competition than Ateba. For Ateba, I mean. And this was absolutely depressing. Basically, this starts out, Tristan Vines is staying as far away as possible from everything. And because, you know, as soon as this dude makes contact, it's gonna suck. And that's basically what happened. He made contact, and it quickly ended very quickly after contact was made. He tried to stay the distance for a little bit, try to get a leg kick or two, and try to fight back a little bit. I was out there very nervous. I feel bad for him because the matchmakers just hate you, and you feel kind of forced to do this. Although, if it's like the Harry Hardwick contract, then he has 3 fights, but he has to perform good in his next one to stay in the UFC, just like Harry Hardwick. Whole other video on this. There's a couple videos we can make regarding this entire card in general. I think there's like at least 1 or 2 others I know for sure. Abus Magomedov versus Joe Pyfer. Abus Magomedov is a complete disappointment to that family. He's a failure. Although Joe Pyfer deserved to be in the rankings for a long time. I don't know if Abus was in the rankings. I think this is the only reason he took the fight, if I remember correctly. I would look it up, but I don't think it's going to load. It's going to take too long to load. Let me actually look it up. But yeah, the main reason that he took it this time around, because I think this was talked about before in the past, is because that he wanted to be in the rankings. And from what it looks like, he deserves to be. I think he won the first round, right? And then he goes into the second, and cuts him up on the ground and gets a submission, gets on the back, gets a submission. Let's look really quick. No, for whatever reason, they put Ikram in the middleweight division instead of Abus. What a failure of a billion-dollar company that just can't get their rankings right either at all. They absolutely suck. Ikram just randomly joined. That's a whole other video of its own as well, is the like absolute disparity of this rankings, because it's absolutely terrible. Y'all want to see this really quick? Ikram, who lost to Robert Whittaker forever ago, is a ranked person now in the UFC. Oh, he beat Andre Munoz in April, so now he gets ranked, despite Abus being ranked like moments ago. Basically kind of cucked Joe Pyfer of the rankings because I guess they hate him. All right, next, Josh Emmett versus Yusuf Salal. Very quick for Yusuf Salal. I was going for Josh Emmett on this one, but I knew this one was probably going to be boring, especially after what the barn burner, just to make fun of it, of what was it? It was a Lerone Murphy. Either way, Yusuf Zalal gets a quick submission via armbar. I guess Josh Emmett just did not want his arm to snap, and that's fair. But he just tapped very quickly. Training with TJ Dillashaw and stuff like that, I expected a good performance, but we did not get that. Kind of sad, kind of depressing, but whatever, he'll come back. Maybe. We'll see. Next is Jiri versus Khalil Rountree. I was going for Khalil a little bit, but I went for Khalil because he's American. Although I knew that Jiri had a good chance of winning and that Jiri is good and a lot of people want to see Jiri win. And hey, I'm okay with that. But Khalil was out there. He was up 2-0 and then basically gets broken and tuckered out in the third round. Jiri was literally out there. He looked like an injured animal. It looked like one of his legs was hurt the entire time and that he was like an injured animal out there but still fighting. He basically just eats a bunch of shots though too. Khalil Rountree was doing super good with the striking and everything. Man, he went out very great as well. This fight was good. This fight was so good. You have Khalil Rountree sitting there just absolutely trying his best to take this guy down. Even standing still after being broke. I was expecting Jiri in the third round because nothing was working to actually pull off like a takedown. And there was no takedowns, as you can see. Because both of these guys have a combined takedowns of 3. I think in their entire UFC career, maybe entire MMA in general, Khalil Rountree has 0 takedowns and Jiri has 3. So I knew this fight was going to be good. It's a lot more even than what you think. I think Khalil Rountree is here to stay in the light heavyweight division for a little while longer. I feel super bad, though. I felt bad that he got finished. I just sat there. I was like, dang, how unfortunate. I'll put myself in the middle next time. How's that sound? Maybe it'll be better for me to be in the middle. Sorry about the point of view and everything. I'll fix it next time. Anyway, yeah, Jiri gets it done, although he definitely would have lost this if it went the distance, and he should have lost this if Khalil could have held in for a little while longer. Khalil could have, did a takedown and just laid on him or got laid on for 2-3 minutes or whatever, and it could have worked, but this one was kind of sad. I felt bad for Khalil, but it was a good fight either way, and now Jiri is back in title contention. People are talking about that. Let me look, because did he get another win after the loss to... Okay, thanks. Hang on. Oh, so he got 2. He got 2, but also, I mean... Man, he might actually be back on title contention. It's either him or Carlos Ulberg. Anyway, next is, okay, come on. Merab versus Cory Sandhagen. This was closer than I thought. I had it, they gave 10-8 round to Merab for the second round because the first round Cory Sandhagen wins. He's doing great out there. It was pretty good. And then Merab goes out there and about knocks out Cory Sandhagen. Merab about had a TKO win for the first time in probably a decade. I'm not even kidding either. The last time I remember he got a TKO win, or at least a KO win, was from like a spinning back fist from his Dana White looking for a fight right before he got signed. I can't remember if he ever got one inside the UFC. I know it was like 6 years since his last finish, whenever he got that sub against O'Malley. But hey, he's got hands. Cory Sandhagen should have done more with his distance. He was close a couple times. There's some good strikes thrown by Cory Sandhagen. Although Merab is just a beast, and there's a whole other video I'll make about how to defeat Merab because I have an idea of how to do it. And I thought the body type of Cory Sandhagen and the person that Cory Sandhagen is could possibly do it. And he could. If they run it back a time or two, I could definitely see a trilogy or at least another fight at some point. But if I had to guess, next is Peter Yan, and they could fight at the end of the year, to be honest, because Merab did not take much damage. So you can go ahead and put that for the last pay-per-view of the year. Next is the best. All right, yeah, we'll cover that freak up, the entirety of that freak. Um, Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira. Dude, people were doubting Alex Pereira the entire time, betting against him and all this other stuff, and didn't think for once that, oh, Alex might have been sick. They looked at his past performances, they saw his rise to the top in both middleweight and light heavyweight, and thought that after his performance with Ankalaev that he was just basically done for. They didn't believe that he was sick like people were saying, because I guess a lot of people are using that as an excuse, and people have before. But at the same time, I knew it. You could literally look at the performances. The proof was there, and it proved even more in this rematch that was the case. Pereira goes out there, starts getting aggressive very quickly. Ankalaev is trying to like kick at him a little bit, and he hits like Alex hits like a leg kick or two, and then gets a good hit on like the side of the head, like wobbles and knocks down Ankalaev. Ankalaev, like, look, 4 significant strikes. You can see at the very bottom here, 4 significant strikes. And I think, like, most of those were kicks, bro. I'm not even lying. But anyway, yes, hit over the head. He goes down and he just kind of lays there. He does the Anthony Smith method and crumbles up into a ball. I wanted to just use that joke one time. I actually like Anthony Smith. But people were saying that joke in Guru's chat, so. But basically, after that, he starts doing elbows as well through the guard. Herb Dean's sitting there watching Ankalaev die. And although we can have fun watching it back, but in the moment, you're like, please end this now so I can, like, have this win. So, yes, Alex Pereira got the win very quickly in round 1. Like I said before, he was sick. I've said this time and time again. And honestly, my prediction for the Cory Sandhagen fight was wrong. It was wrong. I said in the first 5 minutes we'll probably figure it out. And no, I mean, it was close. I think it was closer than what people like to say. I think that 10-8 round is kind of valid, but I feel like we need to stop putting those out so easy. But after what they did with Hamzat's scorecards, you can throw 10-8s on this round down here with Soriano. Soriano did more in his fight with control time than what Hamzat did at all in his 25 minutes with Drickus. Anyway, I was wrong. I thought we'd figure this out pretty quickly, but Cory Sandhagen is a good piece of competition for bantamweight. He should stay there. We should figure something out with him. Maybe try. I think that Cory Sandhagen beat Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley, in his past couple performances, just compared to what Cory Sandhagen did out there, insane. All right, but yeah, that was it. I'm gonna look at my Twitter really quick because I thought I had some stuff saved to show you all. Because W made me so upset with this because he said Tristan Vines. He's like, fighter removed. UFC roster watch, fighter removed. Tristan Vines, laughing crying emoji. And I said, dude, you're an absolute weirdo. Be mad at the people. Hang on one second. There was a lot of conversation about it. I said a couple things on Twitter. I said there's got to be a middleweight out there they could have put him against. I'm about Ateba Gautier. Truly ridiculous. Can't imagine how it feels to mentally have to come to a fight like that, hurt yourself in your record. Next was Mark Goddard. Mark Goddard about ruined the Soriano fight because Soriano was doing good. He had control time and everything. Mark Goddard's the same dude that watched Hamzat do the same stuff but even less, and broke it up at weird times. He did it again. He broke up the fight at a weird time for Serrano while he was in the middle of doing stuff. And and then after that, the Vinkley dude or whatever his name is, about got a submission. And Guru was like, yeah, if I was Serrano and I lost right then, I would have sued Mark Goddard. And people are saying that Mark Goddard is getting paid for those fights, but dude, that was bad. That was super bad. I might talk about that in a video of its own, but I'm trying to think. I'm trying to find it. Because it had likes before. Oh, yeah. Here it is. Here it is. Here's the tweet. Let me make sure. Yeah, we should be good for a second. He says this, fighter remove. He says fighter remove Tristan Vines, laughing emoji, and I say, bro, chill out. Go for the matchmakers, not the fighter. You're absolutely weird for this, and he is. He's absolutely weird for it. Should be not on MMA Twitter for like 3 weeks. Get off of it. Let me go to my bookmarks really quick. I'm sorry this is like a little bit here and there. This is also real. It says my mental health is in the arms of you kings, and it says Yoo-Sang used game plan, and yeah, that's very true. That was basically his game plan. Give me your Yuri after eating a clean shot on the chin from Khalil Rountree. Give me your stronger battles. That was hilarious, and that was absolutely true. That's basically how it went. Let me know what y'all think in the comments down below about basically the fight card itself. I thought it was a super good card. Low-key stacked, a little bit more stacked than what people expected. I would give this card, dude, that Yoo-Sang Yoo loss could have possibly made it a 10 out of 10. Like, if Yoo-Sang Yoo won. I love those South Korean fighters, bro. And the Patchy Mix loss, we'll do it 8.5 out of 10. Because there were some uneventful fights. There's some fights that should have went the other way and didn't. And yeah, but I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8.5 to an 8.75. If one more of the fighters that I wanted to see won, then it would be like a 9.5 to 10, because this was a great card. I'm very confident in scoring this one, which I usually am never. So let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Make sure to follow me on TikTok, as I do a bunch of news on there. Make sure to like and subscribe here, as of course I'll be doing videos like this more, probably more videos about MMA. Be on some shorts as well. I'll be doing a bunch of those throughout the week and stuff like that. Maybe some live streams at some point. Gonna go over Dana White's Contender Series and other stuff like that. Make sure to like and subscribe. I know I've said that already multiple times. Make sure to subscribe to my other channel, SonOfAPluto. It will be linked in the description below. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, as I talk about stuff a lot on there. And with all that said, thank y'all for watching. Peace, peace.